Hello, checking in. Okay. We are live. I love that I don't have a starting screen and I just do it. It's just it works. It's supposed to work. I don't understand a lot of things. I just don't understand a lot of things. Huh. Okay, we're back in Riven, and I'm drawing. I've changed my map making method, so now I'm doing it on the iPad. You wanna focus? Yeah. So now I'm doing it on the iPad. You guys are not gonna be able to see it as well, but it's gonna be way easier for me to do it. And are you ready to resolve matters with Ken? Hi Everett, welcome. I don't know, I need to find him first, but I really don't know what to do. I wanna see how things connect. I supposedly solved the issue with my camera freezing. I've looked it up and it's supposed to be working now. Let's go game mode here. Oh, you guys are not seeing the game. I hate the whole technical aspect of everything. Go on, OBS. Go on, OBS. Find the game. My iPad doesn't seem to be charging its pen anymore as much as it used to. Okay, you guys can see the game now. So yesterday I was lost here. I didn't know how to get to the little thingy anymore. But I know we can get there somehow. What I want to do is figure out how the dome connects to everything. Oh, there's only two options here, okay. And I can't get down here because I need to bring the thing here before I get down. Hey Captain Hardship, welcome. Okay. So one thing that I think maybe one of the scarab scenes is represented here, possibly, maybe. So I gotta check that out when I go back there. But I want to get my thing, my submarine thing back. Oh, not here, not here. Is it not here? There's a second cave that I don't remember how to get to. Here, probably. Do you have any guesses about what the outcome of any of this will be? This shadow looks like a person. I mean, if I have guesses, I don't, because it's too cryptic so far. But if I have any wishes, then I do, because I wish that the thing... I wish that Gan doesn't get a redemption arc. So if he is getting a redemption arc, I'm getting pissed off. Because that's one of the possibilities. It's possible that he gets a redemption arc. And in that case, just... Oh, through here. Okay. Oh no, this is to go back. So this is not what I want. But if we go down, we meet the seals. And we can skip them. And look here. In this cave, don't we have anything on the wall that we can look at? Wall-wise? No? Like, what about these things? Okay, so the guy's gonna sound the trumpet. Oh, he isn't. Because I didn't leave the area, maybe? So he doesn't have to tell anybody. Should leave. This floods this thing. So you don't want him to have reformed during his imprisonment. Nope. I understand that. I mean, I understand how it could happen, but I don't think there's enough storytelling there, because I haven't read the books now. You know, knowing how these people write, I think it's impossible to make an arc where it's his development is enough, you know. Okay, so I get the thing here. This is one thing that I wanted to map, because we have the 5 places or 6, I don't remember. So let's do a new map here with the thing I just... And I want... Oh shit. I'm so rusty, I don't know how to use anything. I'm becoming old person, and every new piece of technology I have to deal with is just... Yeah. So this comes from Seal Cave, which is to the left of Tram. And we're dropped in this one. Now, if we go straight ahead, we end up in a bifurcation that has a path backwards to our right, a path forwards to the right, and forwards to the left. So this could happen. If we go backwards... I shouldn't have moved that. Oh, I didn't post the stream on the Discord server. I'm bad at this. Such an influencer. But now I'm not as afraid that the thing is gonna freeze my camera. That's fair. It's reasonable to see him as already too far gone 30 years ago. As I probably mentioned, he's one of my top 3 missed characters. Why? Why? Now you gotta explain that to me. Why do you like him? I mean, I know you don't have to like him because you sympathize with him, but why do you like him as a character? Ah, man. So hard being an influencer. Okay, back. So we're looking. Did I turn around? We go this way now. And this is gonna get us to what I suppose is where I was before when I started the stream. Oh, I hate how it's slow, but we can skip it. Yeah, I think it is. Right? New place. What? Little hut. Little hut that I haven't seen before. And we're gonna do a little drawing of the little hut. That has a double ceiling. And a hat. And see anything on the wall here? But I haven't been here before. And I can just go in. Nice. That's cool. Cool. That's cool. Switch to paper and pen. I'm using my iPad because it just, I feel like the software I was using Krita for PC, and then having to switch windows and not being able to look at the game while I'm drawing the map was a problem for my little mind. My little Denis mind to understand, so better to have both windows open at the same time. Ooh, so this is dye. Nice. And a fish. A person being offered to the fish. Huh. Huh. Oh, symbols on the wall. Does this writing make any sense? Like, is it possible to learn the knee? Hey, Piper, welcome. Did you learn while doing something else? Yeah. I'll try to be descriptive, as I always try to. I'm not really sure I'm successful at, but it's also a theme. The spheres with the caged the sphere cages is also a theme. Okay. And holograms inside sphere cages. Nice. Come. He believes in restorationism. The idea that present society would change to be like he who. Oh, that's why you like him? The idea that the present society should change to be like an ideal prior time and place. In the US, this belief is pretty rare. No, it isn't. So I partially find him fascinating because it's such a good example of it. Speaking of whom, are you aware of a popular movement that wants to make America something again? Ah, fruit. We have fruit like this, but it's yellow. And like a presents list or something. Like a been here list. And it has something. I can't get any closer, so this doesn't really help. Let's try to make the fishes. Oh, you reset. Huh. Okay, so we have D or die here. We roll it around. It says die again. But before it had changed. Okay. So we gotta write that down because it looks like a sequence. So die. Then the whatever this is. Door. Hey Jason, welcome. How you doing? Morning. Thank you for coming while it's so late for you. Oh, there's a combination, a fifth symbol. So the key... Because I haven't seen this one before. I've seen the K and the... Oh, and this looks like an arrow as well. Don't know. Not really sure. Hmm. Okay. So we do combine things. So there must be... And why did the guy go down so much last time? The first time I moved this. So now I have a vertical line. Interesting. So these are numbers? Probably. And it's the number of going down. Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do it again. So this was 7. And it has this, the curve and the slash through the middle. There's a thread of restorationism among supporters of Make America Great Again. However, the idea is pretty vague. The movement rarely specifies when and how we used to be great. I'd argue that humanity has never ever, in any sort of form or sense, in any point of history, in any case, however you look at it, in any group of people, been great ever in any way. And they do not apply the restoration to the key areas of life, especially technology. I mean, we might have had, and we might have peoples who are trying to preserve values and lifestyles that could be considered good, but these peoples are... I'm not gonna get into that, sorry. This is not the time. This is not the time. So this was 7, right? My pen has run out of... Oh, and this was 1. Of course. Of course, of course. That makes a lot of sense. But I do as a person tend to be very nihilistic. So this is 1. And the other one was 7. Five. So are we summing? Because we have shapes that go together, so I think the curve D is a 2, because the symbol that we have currently, and it makes sense that this is a 5 because this is the symbol for Riven, and Riven has the V, meaning 5, and the whole game goes around 5s. So this is a 5, and having this one combined with the curved one like this is a 7. So it would be so this is a 6, which is 5 combined with 1, so it makes sense. Okay. The US is a predominantly forward-looking US citizens tend to love new technology, new entertainment. Many people are like that, but I have nothing against wanting to advance technology. Three. I feel like there's a fundamental issue with our species where the variety of I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't want to get into it because I feel like it's a very hard so this is an 8, so 3 with 5. Yeah. I know, I get how it works. I need to know what 2 is because I don't know what 2 is. Oh yeah, I deduced 2 being the curved line. Okay. I think it's a very hard subject to put into such a short, like in short sentences. I gotta explain a lot of how I see a lot of our history and our species and how I have changed as a person from what I was to what I'm now. I feel like I'm able to understand a lot of, I guess the word I was looking for before was a variety of principles. We don't all have the same principles, and that's what fundamentally makes it impossible for our species to drive itself towards a common goal, because there's no way of making a common goal when you don't have common principles. And that in itself, it's inherently something that will generate conflict. Always. There's always going to be conflict. And it's impossible to have our species and the way we work with the level of consciousness and intelligence we have. It's impossible to make it work without conflict. So it's also impossible to not have an oscillating I feel like I'm sounding insane, but it's impossible to not have an oscillating representation of society where it's like either falling apart. It's the whole times of peace and times of war, right? And what I was also talking about with this game, like we have a generation that has known, has made itself and its purpose and its principles being good and generating good, and then the next generation isn't able to grasp why that would be important because they haven't experienced what made the previous generation want to work towards that goal. So they end up flipping everything around. And it's just the nature of how things go. Collectively, humanity isn't that great. COVID is probably the biggest global thing we have lived through, and humanity turned it into so many examples of us versus them. Yeah, and it's ever more binary. Like, we are getting more and more binary in our thinking, which is just crazy to me. Like, I feel like we are really becoming a people that, like, a whole society that isn't able to understand nuance. And the people who are able to understand nuance and discuss things and give and take, they don't have the strength or the drive to disseminate those skills because they are so overwhelmed with the majority that doesn't want to learn. It's very hard to teach people who don't want to learn. It's actually impossible because if you're not willing to, so it doesn't really work to have a discourse where you feel like you're saying the obvious, like, oh, people should see this is obvious. It's obvious to you because you have made the effort to understand your point, but the person you're trying to convince of your point isn't wanting to do that. They don't want to understand that. They're not willing to get your point. And that furthers divide people, and it makes it even more binary because you get frustrated when you're trying to get somebody to understand and they just don't want to understand, and you feel like there is no point. So I'm currently sort of at a point in my life where I feel like I see how it could get better, but I also feel like it's impossible because we don't have enough people doing the work, and I'm not doing the work. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste my life doing a work that I feel like it's impossible because I don't have enough people that I feel could help me with that. Nuance and shades of gray are no longer looked at. It's all for or against, pro or con, us or them. Everything's becoming more two-tone, which is sad and scary. Yeah. And I think most every day I think about how I feel like I get so depressed when I enter any social media. I get so depressed. It's all bad news and people complaining and people saying what should change and how it's obvious what should change and how the orange should get off the king's chair, you know. But the people who know that are the ones listening to you. The people who are not willing to listen to you are the ones doing the work to keep in there. You're not doing the work. You're talking about how people who don't want to do the work should change. That doesn't help. you need to give up a lot of your comforts and a lot of your, you need to suffer for the greater good, but we're not willing to do that at this moment. So this toy in the schoolhouse is my favorite puzzle in any puzzle adventure game. I hope you like it. Oh, so it is a puzzle. It's not here only to teach me about numbers. Yeah, this is true, like I suspected. Okay, so we know what 2 is. We have 1, 2, 3. I don't know what 4 is. This is gonna be 6 because this. But 4 is gonna be 3 plus 1. So it's gonna be the K with a slash, a dash, a line in the middle, a vertical line. Alright. This is what I suspect. 4 is. Narrow to that side. Am I not streaming anymore? Have I gone cold? No, you guys are seeing me. Just a blip. To answer your prior question, yes, the writing on the chalkboard does fully have meaning as a language. Some of the strongest fans can read it or speak it. You're streaming as fuck. Am I a strong streamer now? Also, I'm wearing my Vegeta shirt today. Very millennial, very demure. So this is a puzzle. And the eyes we have been seeing have the For what it's worth, is you'll find plenty of people who are quite individual and are just copies of some group. That's okay, being individual is good. But I understand our need to belong, you know? Ah, but there's the thing. The fish shrine has a symbol that we haven't seen yet. So now I'm a little confused. Because this means 5. And the tram one is 3. And die? I don't remember where die is. But I know we have a die somewhere. Hey Chris, welcome. Good evening. I don't know if it's evening for you. Where are you at? Okay, so this is supposed to be a puzzle. I'm supposed to influence that somehow. And we have the eyes and the fish shrine thing. One. I don't understand. And it starts with 2. Starts with 1. And the 2 is the eye that I don't remember. Ah, I was mapping the thing. I forgot about this. Oh my god. I get so caught up in the thing I find that I forget what I was doing. Okay, so this is a dead end, I assume. Am I right thinking that whatever symbol that is displayed when on one of the figures are trapped could be a higher number than we think? Like maybe the symbol is 7 but it's trapped after only 4? I mean, if it's close enough. But maybe we should count how many it takes, how many things it takes to get to the mouth of the fish. Because like on the left we have we moved 3 now, so and this is the left. Let's look at the right. So that's 6. Oh. So this was the first one that showed up when I got in. And I didn't count it because I thought it was just the 2 turned sideways. But this is 10. Which means there's a 9. Oh, the 9 has to be 9 has to be how do we make a 9? 9 is 5 plus 4. So it would be left arrow and a dash through, or a horizontal line. Okay, 6 again. And 6 here. And then 2. Ah, I reset it. Shit. So this is the 4, is not what I thought it was. I'm hella confused now. Hella confused. Because this is the 4. So the 9 is not what I was thinking either. And 9 is what we have on the fish shrine. Now that solves that. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense because the 8... Oh, the 8 is 3 plus 5, so it does make sense there. I still don't. I'm gonna get it some when, but not now. Yeah, so it got cut in 6 there, but this was 8. So what we actually had here was 19, so it's 20. 20 down? So does that mean that because I have 4 eyes, I gotta sum? The sum I have is 9 plus 5, that will be 14, 17, 18. So I need one more? Okay, I tried going forward here, did I? And we didn't get anywhere? Yeah. So this is a dead end. Write that down, write that down. Dead end. Yeah, man, my pen is just not working. Dead end. So what the fuck? Oh, I'm writing in white. I'm the issue. User error. So dead end here. We turn around. Oh, not like this. Surely. So now when we go ahead, so this is a dead end. If we go to the left here, we end up at what I think is... Oh, it's another dead end. What? I'm so lost. The fish thing. This is not a dead end. I don't think. But it is the fish thing. What are those? I like that I can look up. Okay. And if I go one more? Oh, I can. So I go here and I end up at another bifurcation. But if I turn around... Because I went to the left there. And I don't think I can go to the right. I work in IT. Have you ever heard of the acronym PICNIC? I can't say I have. If I have, I don't remember. What is it? So if I try to go to the right here. I don't think there is a bifurcation because when there is one, we can see it on the floor. So I was just making sure. Okay, so now if we go to the right here. Okay. We go up. Ah, okay. So this is the exit for cave. Let's call it to the right of the tram. Colorful cave. Exit. No, I'm not gonna understand shit what I'm writing, but it's okay. I gotta get there. I wanna get there. And here I can't go ahead? No, I can't. So that ends. There I go with the best maps ever made. Turn around. Stands for problem in chair, not in computer. Oh, in Portuguese it's a different saying, of course, but the acronym for it is BIOS. So in Portuguese, when you have a dumb person on the chair, you call it a BIOS issue. So that's funny. I didn't know there was an English expression for that. Okay, so we go back and we go right. In cybersecurity, we have something equivalent to picnics at Code 13 when the problem is sitting 13 inches from the screen. I think I'm farther away than that. Because my new camera is so close up. I have to sit so far away. Like, before I could touch you guys, now I can't. Now we're too far. Did I turn around? Yeah, I did. So now we go left. That's so funny. See, you learn a lot of things streaming. I think this is where we extended our stop stations. Cave to the village. Is it? Yeah. So this is to the village where... To the village. With pond. Bias is even better, it's relevant IT word. I'm so gonna use code 13. Okay, is this a dead end? Yeah. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay, so to the left here, we get to another bifurcation, and I might be going in a circle that I don't know yet. So to the left here, I'm gonna have to do a crazy thing. Just turn around and try to go right. Just make sure that because I'm not seeing a bifurcation, there isn't a bifurcation. That may be not the case. Yeah, I think I'm tying here. I think... Yeah, okay. So we go down. And I went left the first time. So now I'm gonna go right, just to make sure we end up at the same place. And yeah, we do. Which is a bifurcation that I think is this one. But I can't go out here. So I'm gonna have to go I'm gonna go left and see if I end up where I think I'm gonna end up. Okay, Jason, thank you. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. And thank you. Having fun with the map. Okay. Where am I? So we go and we end up at a bifurcation. Here we went left. And left is... yeah, the fish thing. So we actually go in a circle here. Oh my god. This is the worst map ever made. No! Okay. Okay. So we go back here if we go left. Was I there? No, I've never been here. Have I? I want to be there. We go back. Then we turn around again and go right. Just make sure. Can you show us your notes from the toy? Are you gonna make fun of me? Are you gonna make fun of me? The most elaborate notes you could ever seen? This is where the little guy got caught. And the one on the right never got caught, so it just went 4-2. And this is the pattern the frog goes in, so he jumps first in this direction, then this one, and then this one. And these are the eyes we have. So we have I9, I2, I3, and I5. The levers in the submarine are a little suggestive. It has a flared base, so I think it's safe enough. We're going right here, right? Okay. And this, I hope, takes me... I don't think it's taking me somewhere I expect it to have taken me. But if it's a new place, that's good. Huh? Have I been here? Oh yeah, this is where I turned everything on. Yeah, so I have been here. So this is the place where you open the stations. So, stations. Controller. Room. And I expect this one here to be a dead end. So this is what I said I wanted to be before, right? Yeah. Okay. And we have a view to better understand the map. The bifurcations are always where there's a little dip. I want to get there. The mound thing. Observatory. So the way things connect are... Where is the little hut? The little hut doesn't lead anywhere. It's a dead end, so... We go here. I went to the left and I never checked what was on the right there. So I guess that's the last thing that I need to check. Because I suspect this is a dead end. We don't see the gameplay. Oh, sorry. No, I'm gonna go back just to show you the map. What I was talking about. Oh my god. The transitions. Thank goodness they put the option to skip it. Here, I was talking about these dips. So this is the little hut where I started my map. And then I went here, then I went here, then I went here, then I came all the way back and did this sort of going around. So from the fish swing, which is this big thing here, I think we can just end circuit here. Go away, yeah. So this was a dead end, right? Yeah. Turn around. And go back. Okay, so now we're at a bifurcation where we get back to the fish swing. But that's the thing. If I go right here, I go to the fish swing. Nope, I don't. What? If I go left, do I go to the fish swing? Huh? Why are there two? If I can't... Like, it's just... Okay, but if I go... left here... Then... I'm this way. I'm looking this way, so I gotta go left to go to the fish swing. Yeah, so I am partially right. But even when there's a bifurcation, it doesn't mean it's... And then this is a dead end? No, if I go forward here, I end up in a bifurcation, where if I go left, I end up in another bifurcation. No, I don't. I end up here. That doesn't make any sense. The fuck? No, I'm back here, so I gotta go left. And now I'm at a bifurcation. So I go right here. So going left takes me back. Which doesn't make any sense, but it is what happens. And then you get back to here. Don't understand the least. My map doesn't make any sense. And I don't know how to get back to the little hut. Nice. Congratulations, Veronica. Okay. So we have the fish. That's what we figured out today. This is a good place to leave the thing. Let's go back and find some ice. Regarding the hologram machine in the schoolhouse a few years ago at Mysterian, a fan made a presentation about how he created a version of it and it was pursuing a patent. The device wasn't an actual hologram, but rather used many small screens to allow identical viewing from multiple directions. It was really nifty. That's really cool, but you can do it with a screen and a mirror. Like, similar to how you do holograms with your phone. If you have a mirror that kind of looks... It's like a false mirror to reflect the screen and you put it at an angle. And then the screen is gonna reflect on the clear glass mirror, reflective glass. And it's gonna look like a hologram, especially in the dark. So if you had a round screen, I don't know how you would do the round reflective glass, but maybe I'll try it out too. Okay, I gotta find the eyes. Okay, I know we have an eye here at the fish, so let's try that eye. Let's try the eye. Oh, fish. Do we have an eye for me? Oh, isn't it here? I know I have an eye somewhere here. There is an eye. And it isn't here, of course. Oh my god. Very pretty. Eye. And it wasn't exactly at the fish. It was somewhere else. Like, I think it was around these mushrooms. Like, maybe in here? But now I'm getting kind of excited to play the game in 3D because I don't know, moving around must be so much nice. Where's the eye for the fish? Okay, since I don't exactly know this one, apparently I lost it. Don't know how one can lose an eye, but I've lost it. But I remember it being here. Was it here? Yeah, this one. So this is 9, right? No, this is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Nothing? Okay then. Sorry about that. Oh, but I've written 9 here. So is it 9 or is it 4? Is it 9 or is it 4? No, I'm not gonna do this 9 times. I'm gonna go crazy. Go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Camera holding up today. Yeah! I looked it up and I found it's always Reddit that saves every single niche user with a problem. And I found somebody with the same issue and they suggested something and apparently it works. So thank you, Reddit user. I don't remember your name, but I'll create an account to give an upvote. Does the eye make a sheep sound? I said that yesterday. It really sounds like a sheep. The movement in the remake is complicated. It does let you look around freely, but it also limits you to the moving a lot slower and being unable to skip videos like the submarine and rotating room. Speedruns of the remake tend to be several times longer. Oh, how nice. So my eye theory just fell apart. What now then? Do I have to use the eyes for the fish? Because that's gonna be so annoying. No, it couldn't be because when I leave the fish toy here thing at the school, it resets. So it can't be the eye. But it says 3 in it. 2, 3. And then nothing happens? But this one makes a different sound. Not a... So Jason says something about the fish thing. I think I have to find one more eye. But now I'm gonna go back because I'm so lost with this game. It doesn't really tell you where to go next. It doesn't really tell you where to start. I just have a bunch of random collections of information. Oh, I can look at this. Skip. Hello? Go ahead. Here we have an eye. Don't we? No, we don't. Huh. This was closed the first time I got back here, and then Gan showed up, showing me that he was here. But then I didn't check on him. So, like, is he here? No. This one's a bird chirping? Okay. So I want to see where each of these things connect. Is this one? I have it in my map. This one goes down. That is the... That is the... The Furnace Island, right? So it's to the opposite side. Of the dome. From where I came in. Is this the opposite side? I came in there, so the exact opposite side connects to... Oh shit. Connects to... Furnace Island. And that side goes to a place I can't visit yet. So is this island? Can't look up. So let's try to interpret this thing. We have bridge up in this drawing. And in this one, we also have bridge up. And where does the power for this thing come from? Because it has to come from Furnace Island, right? I think. Now it's open, so... There's actually a symbol for an automated cheese slicer that goes to make a sandwich buffet. Do they have Cheese World? Like they have a book that takes you to the moon. And then you can just eat the ground. This one's not open, so... But again, it doesn't make any sense. They have to have the Furnace Island powering this up. But there is power, it seems. Oh, sorry about that. Opposite. Where does this tube go? Oh, I can't see this one from here. It goes there. Huh? Where does this tube and that tube go? So that one goes to the island we need to access through this door. And once again, I'm stumped. Any eyes laying around? Traditional Denise sandwich buffet. Okay. And the Furnace Island is one independent one. Before. And number one is where I come from. So there. But there's nothing that way, so maybe there's something I haven't figured out yet in here. Could probably write an edible planet and an age, but the food will probably have to be molecularly pretty simple. I imagine you have to really understand like chemistry. Can I go around this thing? I feel like coming back to this island is gonna be the last thing I do. I don't know. starts to get frustrating. And it starts to get hot. Also, a bit of a pedantic question again. Where I mean, it must have been again, but and bringing it from other worlds, but where do they get the metal and the materials and forges needed to make all of the technology they have here? There's this thing. It doesn't take anywhere. This, I suppose, goes there, but I can't turn this more that way. Like, I just can't. Anything else? Another eye here? Maybe? Or maybe the puzzle is me. Maybe the fish puzzle is me only getting the numbers that the eyes show. So 5, 9, and 3 will give me 17 and 19. 8, 17, 18, 19. Maybe I'm going crazy, but when you're outside, I can hear chickens clucking in the background. There's a lot of different, like, random sounds, but it's a populated village. It's a populated island, so when they're at the village, for example, there's babies crying. It's very unsettling. So I can put it back down. Would presume most of the materials come from this age, apart from any that Gian transported here prior to all the linking books being destroyed. Yeah, but like iron. How are they mining iron? And making sheets out of it. If I power this thing off. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Do this. Right? Get the thing to come from that side. Yeah, that's correct. Let the boiling water go. No, that's not what I want to do. No. Boil my water. Hello, Castiel. Interesting name. Bye, Chris. Good evening to you. And good night. I say that there's still some plot hole here. I think Raven should have added a big additional island that was a metalworks facility where many of the Rivenese are working. Of course, Cyan did not follow my wisdom on that topic. Froggy. If I do this now. What happened now? Okay, I really don't know what that means. But we're gonna figure it out. And like making pipes and soldering stuff, that's a lot of... They seem to not have electricity. They seem to be like more of a steampunk thing. So how are they bolting things up? They can do that manually, but this is not powered off, which I thought it was gonna be. So that's interesting. I can't put the frog down anymore. Now, I want water to come out of there. Does something happen here when I changed the thing there? What's that island? So no, maybe that's not. Maybe that's not what I want. Not in here, but in here. This is down. I move this up and it goes up. Why? Why would it do that? I do think the game could have achieved most of this in 30 years, but most of the industrial infrastructure is still missing. I can remember some discussion about wanting to add a metalworking facility to the Plateau Island, but it doesn't seem to have amounted to much. Nobody thinks about how much work is involved in creating things. And by nobody, I mean us here. You are thinking about it. And this stops the water boiling, which is not something I want. I want the water to be boiling. So boil water. If I open this thing now, we release pressure. And nothing. Okay, now boiling water is going somewhere. And the somewhere is the waste pipe, so how do I get it to the frog without having... I don't know, man. This is still not working. But maybe the frog's dead because I left here. Like, I left it here for so long. Did anything else drop down here? No. But now, because I emptied the furnace out, nothing else is gonna work. Right? This doesn't work anymore. Because it's the furnace that powers everything. It does work. But you turn 90 degrees to the left. Where was I? Or you mean me? So it does work with the furnace empty. So what does that mean? Also, how am I getting so close to this? Clearly I go on top of the thing. Okay. So I was wrong in my assumption that having the furnace turned off meant something. Which is very interesting, to say the least. But now... if I turn this thing on... oh. Hello? Can I do this to myself? Oh, I can't. It's so weird. To some extent, things like no industrial infrastructure is acceptable in the same way Miss having no bathrooms is acceptable. A matter of it, them presumably existing, but developers not wanting to spend the extra money designing locations like that and possibly worrying it distract the player. But it'd still be great and still be a chance to show off Gian's design aesthetic for... I think not having bathrooms is okay because you live on an island. You can't just shit in the water, you know? Oh, because it's not powered on. Okay. But does it not turn on? It does. I don't exactly get. Like, I do get, but only kind of sorta. But it isn't filled with anything now. I don't get what this lever is for. And where the water comes from, because it has... it comes from another place. It's okay. I'm overcomplicating. I'm overcomplicating it. Yeah, it has 2 tubes. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna open the frog. No, first I'm gonna turn the thing on. Then I'm gonna open the frog and see if it's dead. Because I left it too long. Which I don't expect. I expect to have to catch it again. I'm very confused. Because I was thinking that maybe the school fish thing was the thing where you had to like try to get both people to be just above the mouth of the fish. And in that case, you gotta just try to make the random numbers work, and when they don't, you just leave the puzzle and try again. But that would be so stupid. That would be just the most stupid thing I can think of. Ideally, they would have designed the remake to have good modding tools so that dedicated players could add missing things like that, or replace things that were redesigned for VR convenience. Replace things? Like what? Actually, don't tell me, don't spoil me. I'm gonna play the new one after we finish this one in 1,000 years. So I'm trying it with the trap closed, but I'm not sure that's gonna result in something. Where's my pen? But I'm gonna try it anyway because maybe we catch a different animal that tries to get the pebble but can't. But it's very, very annoying that I have a bunch of information that I don't know what to do with. What about this bird? Oh, it went away. Good point. I understand the desire to skip sewage system and similar things, but I actually think how that makes the particular game better. I don't know. Okay, so not that. Let's go back to the fish then. I don't know what to do with this frog. Unless it means something about the direction of these things here, because the frog, yeah, but it jumps here, then there, so it wouldn't make sense. Unless we're looking at it from a different angle. Like we start here, then we do this, then we do this. No, we would start here. Yeah, it wouldn't work either. Wouldn't work either. Cryptic game. Doesn't tell you what to do. And if it is the thing I said about the fish game, like... And I have to get a certain sequence of numbers that works. Besides being so very stupid and annoying that you have to just reset until you get lucky with the randomization, you... Was it this way? Then the guy plays the thing. Am I a colorful cave here? Yeah. So according to my amazing map, we are now at colorful cave. So we go straight ahead, of course. Other way around. Straight ahead. There's only one way from here, but if I turn around, there's two. What? And if I turn around here, where do I go? To the fish. Or to the village. Let's see that. To the fish. Okay, so I'm right. I'm right. Okay, I'm starting to understand this better. I'm trying to make sense of this thing. Now we came to the fish swing, and to go to the little hut. Let me check something here. What was that sound? Was it just me getting in? Okay, so we put this down. It doesn't go in ticks like the fish toy thing. Naturally, better is subjective, but in this case I feel the same way. One of the most special things about Riven was how grounded and realistic everything felt and how well integrated the exceptions, like the water, are. Yeah. So the sound was just me getting into this thing. Okay, sorry. Okay. So the sound wasn't me getting into this thing. There's lots of sounds happening that I'm not. Okay, now the sound. No, it isn't. The fuck? Okay, go into the thing. Go to the left. And we're at the little hut. Yeah, so my map does make sense. My map does make sense. So it is a 4, not a 9. I wrote it wrong here. But like, is it that the same number can't happen twice? I'm a little... Okay, first of all, I'm gonna take a pee break and I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna think about this from what I said, where I think the same number can happen twice. So let me just... I'll be right back. Stay with the chair a little bit. Bye. wanna see my Vegeta shirt? Oh, right. And I also have a Vegeta on my chest here. Very nice. Very nice. Very high quality. Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this way. I'm gonna reset this thing. And there's a 2 here, which does it always start at 2? I think so. I think it always starts at 2. So I think that means that we can never have a 2. But now we have an 8. Is this an 8? It's a 4 with a 5, so that's a 9. So this is the 9. Okay. It's okay. So my idea of a 9 was wrong, because we actually sum 5 and 4. But on the left side, we started with a 9. So we only have 10 more to go. Whereas the other one... And Everett, I would really like you to tell me if I'm doing this right, if I have the right idea, because if I'm actually... Okay, 4. I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh, we can get the same number twice. What the fuck? So that's 18. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. And we can get a 2. Because that's how I figured out that this was the 2. So now I reset it. And we get a 10. Am I gonna notice a pattern of any sort? 8. That's the last number I got. No, what am I gonna get next? Because I could get an 8 again. No, I get a 5. What? What? Hey, Mael. Welcome. Need to get used to the rebranding. You call me V, there's no issue. I feel like abbreviating names with just the first what's it what's the name for the parts you break of each word? Syllable. Yeah. So abbreviating names with just the first syllable is a very Brazilian thing. 10 minus 5 would be 5. Now 8 minus 5 would be 3. Which would lead us to 18. Let's see if we get a 3 here. No, we get a 5. And an 8. Or a 9. That doesn't make sense at all. Now 8 plus 5. 8 plus 9 would be 17, plus 5 would be 22, so 22. Well, this was a perfect 20. Was distracted for a few minutes. What were you asking me? Oh. If I'm actually having the right idea about the puzzle, but I figured I'm not. So now I'm seeking my next disappointment. 8. Why would it be 8? Why would it be 8 again? You look puzzled. What's the goal? If only I could tell you what the goal is, I would be so very happy. But unfortunately, the game doesn't allow me to do that. Because it doesn't tell me what the goal is. Currently in a schoolhouse and she's discovering a toy thing. 5. She is here and she's killing people. I don't know. I really don't know what the goal of anything in this game. 2. That doesn't make any sense. The 2 doesn't make any sense. But sometimes I reset accidentally because I think I gotta go all the way down several times to figure out the pattern. And then I reset accidentally. Left, right, kill me. 3. Just 7. Seven again, that doesn't make any sense. So that's 14 here. And 13 in the right. Like, it's not a puzzle if I can't influence what's happening to it. So, I feel like I'm just gambling. And if I can influence what happens to it, then how? Because the game doesn't tell me how. Tell the hangman is just a toy. Ah, I reset it. How many eyeballs did I find? 4. If I have to find like 10, we're not finishing this game. And the eyeballs I found were number 5, number 4, number 3, and number 2. But are you suggesting that I can manipulate the game with the eyes? That wouldn't make sense to me, because when I leave this screen, the game instantly resets. So it's not like I can, oh, I need this hangman to go down by 5, and then I go to the eyeball and turn it, and then he goes down by 4. Like, it wouldn't work that way. Doesn't make any sense. And I don't even know where one of them is. I forgot completely. Does that mean something? Like, I got both of them hanged. I got both of them eaten. And when I was outside, I was hearing a creature of sorts making some noise. No noise anymore. Where my map at? Okay, I'm a little hut. Go ahead twice. Nope. Turn around and then go ahead twice. And here it doesn't really matter what side I go to. I'm gonna end up in the same place. Yeah. See, the same. So the first time I get into this thing, I get the sound. Areas like that could have puzzles or puzzle information. It sounds like you might have specific interesting ideas, though potentially ones that spoil things to talk about here. What are you talking about? Oh, in the industrial area? Maybe even in the sewage system? Some of the puzzles in Firmament would have worked there. Okay, so we bait the creature here. And then I hear the same sound again? So is it when I go through a certain... Here? Huh? Okay, now I'm hearing the creature. So now can I bait it? I'll say this at this point, while there are multiple areas of progress you can pursue, you're facing one of the game's most controversial puzzles. Although it's one that I quite like. Give me a direction. Okay, so no. How do I get to that thing? This is so annoying. Oh, is this one of the ice? No, this is the one with the pond water. So this is two. So that's the one I have forgotten. So this is at the pond. Pond. What does that help me with? And is this pond what we're seeing here? Like, is this a representation of the island I'm at right now? Now the pond is full. Supposedly. And this makes a different sound than the others as well. Which I don't know why. But maybe we get a puzzle that has to do with sound. But like I said last time, there's so many things that feel like they should be interactable and they just aren't. I wanna look at this guy. Two, and 5. How did they get there? Okay. So now the pond is full. And I don't know what that means. But from here to get back, we turn around. No, where am I? To the village with pond. So... yeah, I do turn around. Oh, this is not turning around. I do turn around and then I go. Left. And I can't get up here because I'm here. So if I go straight ahead, I end up at the fish swing. Yeah, so my map does make sense. My map does make sense. And now to get back to the school. Get back into the thing. Turn around. And go left. Nope. Fucked up. Turn around. Go ahead, we're at the fish pond. No, the fish swing. Yeah. So now go ahead. And to the left. Yeah. Kinda sorta know my way around. Now let's see what changed here because I did something with the eyes. I got a 7. That doesn't change anything. And a 9. That doesn't make any sense. A 7 again. So there is a pattern. No. There isn't. The design in some of Riven's puzzles is really unique. Hesitant to say more, but quite fond of them. Do say more! So you got 7, 7, and 9. And now a 1. What the fuck? Okay. So it would be... We roll the eye. It would be a 9 minus... It would be a 9 plus 2. No, 9 minus 2, 9 minus 2. But then the right doesn't make any sense. Might not make progress for a couple episodes, but that will be fine since I was slow game with gaps in progress. I don't appreciate that. Like, it's gonna make me just not like the game because I can't progress because it's so obscure, and I would count that as a design failure. If you can't be clear enough that your player doesn't know what to do. And they stumbled in the results, like that's just not good. 2. Like, I genuinely have absolutely no idea what I have to do at this point. I'm just going around the game and trying stuff out. I have no goal. I have no objective. I have no... Like, I tried everything that I could. I got no information of what I should do next. I don't... Like, I'm just flipping this thing back and forth. I have no way of knowing if I'm influencing the result somehow. There's no clear direction and no clear implication coming from what I'm doing. Not enough feedback that I'm feeling. So when you have a game and you're putting the player in a position where they start becoming more frustrated or more annoyed with the game, then so the level of reward you get from the game starts getting so much lower than the level of frustration and annoyance, and like I'm feeling the game is not having a good balance of making me feel like because you can argue that having the game make you work so hard for something, and then they get beat down and they get, I don't know, they feel like they're shit, and then they get a breakthrough. I don't want to get a breakthrough while I'm feeling like shit. That isn't gonna make me feel good enough. My goal playing a game is not to feel relief, it's to feel happiness, it's to feel reward, it's to feel like I'm smart and getting stuff, and not like I'm just punching a wall, and if I punch it enough, then I'm gonna break off, you know? I don't want to do that. So it's just not a good game. Just bask in the presence of greatest computer game of all time. Miss One is way better so far. Do we know how many steps between top and mouth? Yeah, 20. Ribbon didn't have any sort of hint system, did it? I don't think so. Not that I can see. Options. I don't know what zip mode is. Nobody talks in this game. There's no... Like, I don't want the game to be so cryptic that I'm here having to do, like, Doctor Strange levels of possibilities of how this could work. to get it to work, you know? Zip mode lets you warp between nodes that are further apart. Oh. It's a 1997 game. Game design wasn't like we're used to today, but I also get what you mean. Yeah, but like I got through Myst, which was made 2 years prior to this one, you know? And Myst was, in my opinion, way clearer. And there were points where I got stuck. Like I streamed this one today. I streamed this too, Myst. And there were points where I got stuck and I had no idea what I had to do, but I sort of I understood the feedback that was like I flipped a lever and I heard something working elsewhere. I could relate the two actions together. Oh, I flipped this lever, something near me is doing something. I gotta look for something near me working while right after I flipped this lever. Or I found a sequence of numbers somewhere. Oh, there's another place where there are numbers I can input. So stuff felt way more connected. Whereas in this game, nothing feels connected. Nothing feels connected. I got a bunch of eyes. The eyes have numbers. There's numbers here, but this doesn't stay in place when I interact with it. The eyes are way too far from here to feel like they are connected. The world is just so large and everything is so far apart where you can't see the... I'm not bashing the game. I understand there's a challenge in design, especially given the time when it was made, but the only way we get to connect things is the tubes going everywhere. We get a tube that's connected to this island. We get a tube that's connected to the other island. And I know I gotta make the tubes carry whatever is in them from one island to the other. This is the basic premise of the game. But it's so open world where you're left with figuring it out without that sort of feedback that I'm talking about. Like, I turn the eye around. The eye makes a sheep sound. I haven't touched anything that has sheep sound anywhere. It's not close to anything that makes sound. I haven't seen any sound places anywhere. There's places I can't access yet, and maybe there's sound there, so when I get there I'm gonna hear the sheep sound there. But we ran into this problem in a new game where we were playing CD-ROM here on the and I'm not finished this puzzle yet, so I'm not really sure that this relates to the eye or not, but I'm feeling like it doesn't because there's such a distance between all of the eyes in this thing, even though they have the same numbers. I understand there's a construction, like you're building a language, so you're showing that this language has consistent symbols to represent consistent numbers of things. So you might want to put the same symbol in several different places that are not related. But when you do that in a game that is puzzle specific and you're not telling a story, you're guiding the player with those numbers. So, and what I was talking about, bringing back the CD-ROM situation that we had a symbol, we had the same symbol showing up in two unrelated puzzles. And I spent a whole 4 hours thinking that the puzzles were actually one single puzzle where you had to do the same thing. Like you had to connect the symbol from one thing to the other, and they were absolutely unrelated. There was nothing tying them up. So you were guiding the player somewhere they shouldn't go when you put the same symbol in two different places that were not related. You're kind of dragging the player's brain away from where you want them to go. So it's a design fail, in my opinion. I'm sorry about my heatedness. Hey, Cad, welcome back. While your assessment is a good way to judge a game in general, it actually makes sense that you feel this way. Atreus had to send the protagonist into Riven pretty blind, so the protagonist should feel like you actually do. I understand the storytelling, but you're driving people. You want to tell a story, you write a book, as you did. Or you put the story in the game. There's no story, and the books are bad to complement the game. They're not enough where I can like, it's not like they're both happening at the same time, so it doesn't make sense for me to reference the book here. The game is unrelated to the book. It's completely unrelated to the book. I don't need to know the story of the book to get here. And I don't need to know the story of what's happening to get to the end of the game. But if I need to know the story of what's happening to get to the end of a game, then I should be given more story. I should be given more. And I'm sorry, because I feel like I had a lot of this analytical mind when I'm, because of my background of studying game design and going to college for game design. I feel like I have a lot of this like, how would I do this to broaden the appeal and not get my player base as frustrated as I'm currently getting, to the point where I feel like, oh, maybe it's not worth my time to do this, because I know there are other games out there that will make me feel more rewarded and more like, it will give me a challenge that makes me feel like I'm progressing at the same time, but I'm being challenged. And there will be games that are just pretty bad at that. Like, there will be games that will just hold your hand and tell you what the next step is always. That's equally as bad. So that's why I'm saying that you have to find a balance where you're challenging the player, but you're not making them feel frustrated and like they wanna, like, maybe it's not worth their time. Maybe I'm gonna drop this because I don't have enough information, where I'm not gonna stop this stream now and lay in bed thinking, oh, what do I do with the info I have? Because there's nowhere to go. There's no next place. The info I have is not telling me where to go next. The info I have is just having me try stuff up. And to try stuff out, I'm just wasting my time. Thinking you'd be much more baffled right now if you didn't know the series. Your take on the game so far has forced me to follow so I can respond. If you continue with the game to completion, I wonder if your view will change. Maybe. It's possible. Are you interested in nudges? I don't know. I'm not against people giving me tips, you know? Like, don't tell me what to do. Just be the part of the game that's lacking, you know? Like, maybe you're aware of all the information I have, right? So tell me what 2 and 2 is, so that I have to put 2 and 2 together to get there. So maybe it's time for a break. Just know that you're doing perfectly fine. I'm angry. In case you couldn't tell. I'm angry. because I do tend to get frustrated when I feel like I'm just bashing my head against the wall. Let's reset this bitch. I'm gonna take a break. I can't take a break while I can't rage quit. I'm gonna get something out of this. Sorry, my pen is peeling. I say except for Path of the Shell, which I think does deserve a couple of hints because that game actually is what Veronica is currently describing. So you don't think this game is lacking direction. And I'm not really, like I said, I'm not bashing the game. I think it's a beautiful game. Oh, let me reset it again because I haven't been writing. I think it's a beautiful game, and I do really appreciate the work the devs put in and how hard it is to make such a huge game in such a time. But let me just get this. You're telling me this is the worst puzzle of the game. So if I shouldn't focus on this, tell me where should I focus that I would be able to get there faster. Given that you know how my mind works already, because you've seen me play these. Camera stuck. Fuck! Fuck! I can't win! Oh, the thing got... Okay, so actually the fix worked for how long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours. So the fix worked for 2.5 hours. Weird. Very weird. Ah, reset it. Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane with this thing. F5. And the fact that resets when you get off, like... This doesn't seem like a puzzle. Because there's literally no way I can influence anything that's happening. So it's not a puzzle, it's gambling. And I don't want to gamble. I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to understand things. Maybe the camera freezes a break indicator. Okay, you guys are not liking me being raged. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a nice person. I have a right to sometimes get a little tense. Rage created Nora this short circuit the camera. Ugh! Okay, I'm not touching this thing anymore. I solved the submarine map thing. Also, do you guys want to see my map? You guys want to see the greatest map of all time? How do I get this to be full screen? I'm so fucking annoyed. You wouldn't understand. Rage the secret driven. This is my map. Oh, it's not gonna focus, is it? Look at how amazing I am at mapping things. And naming things, too. Oh, all of that also while my 3D printer is going in the background, so probably the fumes are also making me very... The maps are great, feels like the way the game was meant to be played. Thank you. At least I'm doing something right. Thank you guys. I'm sorry about my rage quitting. I do really like the game. I'm just... It's moments like these, like, I feel like I have a responsibility to not drop the game. Like, I have to finish it because of Everett. I do everything I do because of Everett. And like, I'm still at the stage where this responsibility isn't a burden. So I'm still at the stage where I feel like, okay, maybe I could get there. But I don't feel like I have enough. I don't feel like I have enough to go on. Also, you need to catch up so that you can fully participate in the book club. Yeah, that too. Microplastics in the air. My brain is half microplastics, half rage right now. Oh, and the frog. Like, what the fuck, man? I'ma write down everything that I know about the game. I have 4 eyes. I have a frog that jumps in 3 different directions in a sequence. And I have 2 fish that I bait. But that's not enough. That's just not enough. And I have 5 scarabs telling a story. With this amazing image of how trapped we are, both in the game and in life, I'm leaving this here. And thank you for all that joined. I appreciate. I'm gonna have a whole entire week to think about this. Because only next Saturday we come back to Riven. During the week, I'm going back to work. My vacation was over on Friday, so I'm going back to work tomorrow. Thank you for listening to me talk about how unhopeful I am about humanity, and I'm hopeful about me in this game. I'm glad that the camera didn't bother us as much today. Are you now doing Saturday, Sunday schedule? Yeah, for now. Yeah. Thank you, Devros. Bravos. Thank you for being here. To all the lurkers. I'll be back. Join my Discord server. Oh my god, I gotta fix my thing. But join my Discord server if you want to. I'm gonna post the link here again. That's where I announce I'm going live, so. Link to Discord. I am. I'm a professional. I can do this. Yay! Thank you all. Also, you can watch the VODs by clicking the links in the Discord server. But that's gonna be it for today. Oh, I opened the thing. Now I'm gonna start right here when I come back, and I'm not gonna know what I did. Submarine. Have a nice week, everyone, and a nice rest of your day, and a nice night. If you're going to sleep, sleep well. Bye-bye.